Well, what's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be working on this. This is a Mercedes Benz G63, also known as a G-Wagon. This thing comes with a V8, 4.0 liter V8 actually, producing 577 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque. So this thing can get up to speed pretty quick, considering its 4.2 second 0 to 60 time. You guys can see here that it is super dirty. It's so dirty because it's been about 2 months since I've come and detailed this thing since the last time. The owner of this car has been on vacation for those 2 months, so it's been sitting outside, and then even after that first detail, obviously she's driven it a whole bunch. She also uses this as a dog car, so there is dog fur all over the back. There is dirt marks all on the seats, the leather. There's all kinds of slobber and everything you could imagine all over this car. Now, lucky for me, my client did have me apply a 10-year nanodiamond coating before she left. That did take a while, however, it was well worth it in the end because it's so much easier to clean now. Starting off a little bit controversial here, I'm going to be applying wheel acid to the dry wheels just to let it soak in all that brake dust and break it all down so I'm able to clean it right off. Doing this allows me to do touchless cleaning on all the wheels. It does save time because I do this every single day and for every single car too. Now, I would advise you to be careful if you are using wheel acid like I am. Don't let it sit on there for too long. Don't use it too much on hot days, or at least work one wheel at a time. Especially if it's a really hot day, I would definitely recommend soaking the wheel, cooling it off with the pressure washer first, and then applying the wheel acid, just because you don't want to stain any of the wheels you're working on. So typically on each car, I work bottom to top and then top to bottom, if that makes sense. So I'll be starting off with the wheels like I am doing here, and then I'll be working my way to the engine bay, cleaning it all up with the all-purpose cleaner, and then when I comes to the contact wash, I'll be working top to bottom. I start off with the bottom first because I don't want to track that super dirty, muck, dirt, brake dust, road debris, whatever it is that gets caught on the bottom of the car. That's usually the dirtiest. I don't want to track it to the top. Now you can kind of see here, but even with all the grime on the paint is still extremely hydrophobic. So this 10-year nanodiamond is doing work right now. So if you guys didn't know, this is the part I hype most of the wash. This is the all-purpose cleaner part of the wash, where I remove 90% of that dirt and grime from the paint to prevent any swirl marks when I go and do the contact wash. There we go. All right, so we're starting off with this all-purpose cleaner wash. This is just to get off all the big grime, everything that's been caked onto the coating. Even in the wheel wells, it'll take care of all the stuff that got kicked up from the tires and just got stuck in the wheel wells. All the mud, the road grime, the bug poop, all that. Yeah, so we'll let this sit for a couple minutes. Let it do its thing, and then we'll pressure wash this off, and then get the regular soap on there and do a hand wash after we rinse this off. Now that most of that dirt and grime is gone along with that APC, we'll go ahead and apply that regular soap so we could go ahead and do that contact wash now. So the soap is fully applied now. We'll go ahead and go from top to bottom like I was saying earlier, just to prevent any dirt and debris from going from the bottom to the top. Just because we did do that all-purpose cleaner wash doesn't mean that it's 100% clean. So like I said, we'll be working from the roof all the way down to pretty much the exhaust pipes. And whoops, you guys, I'm recording and she just pulled up to the house, so I'm gonna have to cut the recording here and then get back with you guys when she gets back inside the house. You see me lurking in the background, so you know that means we're back in business. So like I said, we're going to be going from the top to the bottom. I was talking with her for a while, so I refoamed the car and I have to restart. Luckily, I only did half of the roof before she got here, so it wasn't that big of a waste. Either way, we're going to get started again on the roof and then work our way down. Alrighty, you guys watched the whole delicate hand washing process of this car, and now we'll go ahead and rinse it all off. You'll be able to see how extremely hydrophobic this car is now, especially once I get to these doors. I'll get some close-up shots too, so you guys could see all the water beading, especially when we go and dry this thing off. You guys can see here while I'm drying the car the performance of this coating even after sitting outside for 2 months unprotected in the rain and getting super dirty like this. Even though it wasn't washed before she left, the coating was still able to perform at its best capacity when I did come back and detail it today. You can see it is so good because it's infused with real nano diamonds, microscopic diamonds, and then it has the don't judge me too much for butchering the pronunciation of this, but it has the perhydropolysilazane, which is essentially the silica dioxide base that allows this coating to be super hydrophobic. Moving on to the hood here, you guys can kind of get a better example of how hydrophobic this really is. I'm using my small blower here just to kind of amplify the magnitude of how hydrophobic this is. The big blower, yeah, obviously you could push some water off, but the small blower, even across the entire hood, I'm able to push the water off without even having to touch the car with any towels. Alright, you guys, time to move on to the interior. You'll see all around here, the suede is all matted down. We'll get that cleaned up. The seats are pretty dirty, floor mats are nasty. We're gonna clean up this AMG, make it white again. And then to the back, I'm gonna have this yogurt soak for a while, so I could just scrape it right off. This carpet shouldn't be too bad. And then up right here too on the hinge, all the foot marks from either the, well, probably not foot marks from the dog, maybe nose marks from the dog, or when she was watching one of her little nieces probably started kicking the seat. And then let's see, underneath, not too bad. We'll get it all vacuumed up anyways, though. There's a little bit of hairs from the dogs, you can see. And then same thing in the trunk. You'll see it all, just hair, fur, a little bit of dirt. Yeah, so clean up all this, vacuum it all up, put some nice lines in there. I gotta take out the tissues and whatever. I thought I got everything, but clearly I missed that. I'll clean up this seat too. You'll see a huge difference in the color of these seats. Get the fingerprints off the screens, the dust from behind the screen too, clean out the air vents. Yeah, so we do have our work cut out for us. Clean up this AMG logo too, if it'll focus. There we go. Yeah, but like I was saying, yeah, we do have our work cut out for us, but it'll all be worth it in the end because this thing is going to look awesome. I got the exterior done already, cleaned up the wheels. Haven't put tire dressing on yet, letting it fully dry. Yeah, and then these G-Wagons, I'm not too sure why, but in here, you can see my finger, that it was super rusty before. So what I ended up doing before, I think last time I washed it, I took the wheels off and just painted that interior, or that inner part of the rotor, just because it was super rusty and she didn't like the way it looked. So I went ahead and did that for her. All four of them, you can see they're all black instead of rust orange. Yeah, it was a pretty easy thing. So if you have a G63, that's a pretty easy fix to what do you call it? Pretty easy fix to prevent it from getting rusty. I don't know what kind of coating they use from factory, but it's not that good. Exterior looks good. That 10-year nanodiamond coating is making this paint gloss like crazy. I was taking a video earlier, maybe you would have seen it. I had it like this, filming the hood, and there was water still on the windshield, and it looked like the water was on the hood because the reflection is just so amazing on this thing. I mean, it's literally like a mirror. You can see me. What's up, you guys? But yeah, let's move on to this interior, and then I'll get back with you guys. So you'll see here, I'll go ahead and spray this enzyme cleaner onto the floor mats before I start vacuuming. This just loosens up all the fibers, all the hair, all the dirt that's stuck inside of the fibers. It'll make it a lot easier to clean up. So if you guys are doing your own detailing, give this a shot. You don't have to use enzyme cleaner. I highly recommend it. However, you could even use some soapy water. Even just some water by itself would probably even work. I haven't tried it. You could give it a shot though. Anything really that'll soak those fibers just a little bit. You don't want to do it too much, just enough to loosen them up and be able to get all that debris out. Now the key to doing this is make sure the carpet is just a little bit damp. So that mist of the enzyme cleaner that I just put on there is the perfect amount. And then you'll see how much better. These lines come out. Awesome. And last one. There we go. Easy. It's the exact same process for this. You'll see it's a little bit discolored, not too bad. And then I'm gonna have this soak with the enzyme cleaner, so get it nice and saturated. All of the spots, even on the leather. I don't know if you guys can see the leather, but just rest assured that it is soaking. And then I just spray the entirety of the carpet with that enzyme cleaner. Now the video might speed up because I'm turning on the vacuum. All that's looking good. Got this out, no more stain.
I'll come back over it. There's still a tiny bit, if it'll focus, holy smokes, right there. Hello? There. You kind of see it, the white dots. Yeah, so that's clean. I'll lift up the seat now. If you guys didn't know, it's the pull tab right here. And then you get underneath the seat and then fold this down with this guy. But I'm gonna get the bottom first and then get back to that. Alright, this one's gonna be a huge difference. This one is filthy. You can see this AMG logo is completely brown. So we'll spray our enzyme cleaner. A little bit more on this one, just so it soaks into the fiber some more. And now I'll speed up the vacuuming so you can hear me afterwards. So, spray it one more time, and then get a little bit extra on that logo. Here we go. Alright, let's start getting this leather cleaned up. Walking around the car right now. Alright, I'm here. Spray on the leather. So, I haven't cleaned up the windows or the carbon yet, so it doesn't really matter if it oversprays onto it. I do this because I like having all this dirt soak up. I mean, you can see it turning black. I'll clean this side right here. And I mean, you can see a pretty substantial difference from here to here. Let me get this 3-pronged fork out of the way. Alright, you guys, check out this freaking G-Wagon. Came out so crazy. Look at that. Night and day difference. Looks awesome. Wheels all clean. Wheel wells are all cleaned up. And look at this thing. Looks like a freaking mirror. Just driving down the road. Well, I guess it's just parked right now, but you get the point. Floor mat's all clean. Carpet's all done. Got the carbon all cleaned up. Check out the suede. Nice and floofy again. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. All the seats are super clean. Check that out. Same thing with the back. Logos are all cleaned up again, all white like they're supposed to be. The door carbon, all the piano black trim, looks awesome.